Oh, snap, peoples. Bobo here from BrassReel Movie Reviews. Happy Halloween to everybody. Actually, let me say it this way. Happy Halloween. It's not bad, right? I got to work on that. Been messing with this thing a little bit. Have it. Happy Halloween. Not bad, right? Got a little double up effects right there. So anybody wants to be cheesy with me like that, it's fun, huh? So I've got my mic and my headphones kind of weird here today, but we'll see. You can see I got my Indiana Jones costume going on. Yeah, hell yeah. Guys, Halloween is my favorite time of year. There's no question that I love it almost more than anything. More than Christmas. Christmas is like my second favorite, but Halloween is hands down my favorite. So I just wanted to say hi and happy Halloween to everybody on my favorite day and let y'all know what I'm thinking. Check this out. I got my my crew back here. See those guys? But I'll give y'all a better shot of them. They're just chilling over there. Oh, look at that. Give y'all a little little panning shot a little bit real quick. I know I made a video of this earlier, but this is a little bit more live talking with it, and I got all these guys. You can see everybody set up. Got Hellraiser or Pinhead, everybody watching TV on the couch there, and these are those NECA toys. But even got Jason looking at his flaming machete back there. Got part 3 Jason busting through the door, Lori holding the gun up at Michael. I mean, I got part 7 Jason. I got Pennywise looking at some face huggers, being like, "Ooh, that looks interesting." Yeah, like I said, bunch of different Jasons, bunch of different Freddys, bunch of different everything. This is a baller setup I got right here. I'm really proud of this. So I set this up kind of like my nativity scene. Instead for Christmas time, I do it for Halloween. Even got a couple of Jasons looking through the window there. Oh, then at the very top, I got to show y'all this. My dude looking over it all. Mr. Pennywise up there from the 1990 Tim Curry It. Yeah, so anyways, thought that's kind of cool. Just wanted to say hi and show you those guys every now and then. We'll see what they're up to, right? But hey, happy Halloween, guys. I'm just going to tell you about my day, what I got going on, man. Like I said, I celebrate tonight. I'm going over to my mom and my stepdad's, and we're going to be doing like a driveway parking lot trick-or-treat party. They put the fire pit out there and everything. It's a lot of fun. Trick-or-treaters come by, and of course, it's always great to see everybody trick-or-treating. It's always great to see like the teenagers who are like not wanting to do anything, and they're just like on that last leg of trick-or-treating. Like it's their last year of trick-or-treating, but I guess they have to go out there with their little brother or little sister or something. It's always fun to see those. But I tell you what, while I'm working today, I was just gonna let you guys know what I was doing. Just wanted to say hi, happy Halloween, show you my indie costume. I have my whip. Check it out. I mean, look, I got everything for this. I DJ'd a party the other night, actually. I'm gonna show y'all a little clip of that real quick. Let me interrupt here, but this was Andrew and I at our investor, or I say our investor, our financial partner, our Full Circle Films. This is his bar, and this was early in the evening, so it wasn't really popping yet, but it did get really popping. But here's a little clip of us over there having a good time that night.
This is Tony Stark. Dr. Jones here. Oh, shit, look at this. Look at the computers. Oh, yeah, baby, we're doing a party right here. I'm DJ. Coming at you live at the porch. Oh, shit. Oh! Hang on a second. Keep it going.
Anyways, yeah, that was us right there hanging out. So you can see we were having a good time. And yeah, so I DJ a little bit on some occasions, and I'm trying to start doing that a little bit more, make a little extra cash. But yeah, so I got today, first off, while I'm working, I'm gonna be going through I'm Halloweening it up. So first off, I'm gonna be doing the first Halloween, right? Have it on in the background. It's not necessarily me just sitting down and watching all these movies in the marathon, which I could do that very, very easily. That would not be a hard task for me to accomplish. But then I'm going directly into the 2018 Halloween, okay? And I loved what they did with this. And so this year, since Halloween Ends came out, and I was a fan of Halloween Ends, so don't hate me. But this year, since all that is sort of in the forefront, I'm focusing on that storyline. I'm going with Halloween 2018. Then I'm gonna bust up Halloween Kills, the unrated director's extended cut. And then I'm gonna actually switch it right back over to Halloween Ends, finish it up. So I'm gonna do 4 Halloween movies. Sounds like a hard task, but they're only like 90 minutes a piece. Halloween Ends is a little longer. But like I said, I'll be having them on in the background. And then I'm gonna up the ante a little bit, get a little serious, take a little dark side, right? I'm gonna go with House of a Thousand Corpses and Devil's Rejects. Probably won't do Three from Hell because it just doesn't have quite the spooky vibe as these first two do, especially House of a Thousand Corpses. I mean, House of a Thousand Corpses is a true Halloween film. Devil's Rejects, it extends stuff from House of a Thousand Corpses, but it gets a little bit more grounded and real. So, So I'm probably going to just stick with Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses. Probably won't do Three from Hell. But then we're going to switch it over to sort of like, lightheartedness after that, get a little bit more fun. We're going to go to Return of the Living Dead, which I already did a review for that this year on my Halloween streams, which that's another thing, guys. I'm going to continue to do Halloween movies all throughout November until Christmas hits and switch directly to Christmas movies. It just wasn't enough time for me to do everything I wanted to do, and I didn't want to cheat anybody and not have those. And I love Halloween. I want to keep the season going. I want to, if it were up to me, it'd be Halloween all year long. Kind of is already for me because of the way I just watch horror movies all the time. But anyways, yeah, so we're going to do Return of the Living Dead. It's going to be it's so much fun. I love this movie all across the board. I think that just the comedy version of it is really fun. The rock and roll punk version of it's really fun, but also it is still gory and it's spooky. And to me, it's one of the most Halloween feeling of zombie movies that are out there. And you know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead and watch part 2 while I'm at it. Just gonna go ahead and slip that in there too, because it's kind of like a weird remake of the first one. It's not an extension, or it's not a continuation, but it has the same actors in it, the same 2 leads, Jimmy Karen and Tom Matthews. So, but they play different characters, and there's even fun that they poke at it in there where they're like, wait, hasn't this happened before? But again, it's a lot of fun. Doesn't quite execute it like the first one did. It doesn't quite hit it on all cylinders like the first one did, but it still is awesome. Like, so if the first one's a 10, then this one's like an 8.5 or a 9. You know what I mean? But it just still a lot of fun. But then the coup de grace of it all. Oh, I got some comments. I got somebody joining in. Let me see who this is. Oh, what's up, Rich and Famous? How you doing, man? 69. Happy Halloween, brother. Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, I was just kind of saying hi to everybody, wishing everybody what's up and going over what I'm watching. Like I'll re-go over that. I was telling them I'm in the background while I'm working today. I'm going to be, and I got some stuff going on later on this evening I'm actually go to. But while I'm doing some work today, I'm going to deciding to go with David Gordon Green's vision of the Halloween stuff this year. As much as a lot of people don't like Halloween Ends, I still really enjoyed what they did with it. So I'm gonna put on marathon in it. Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, the extended director's cut, and polish it off with Halloween Ends. But those will be back to back, and that's not going to really take up the entire day. So then I'm gonna pop in a House of a Thousand Corpses, then Devil's Rejects. Not gonna do Three from Hell, but then I'm gonna go straight to Return of the Living Dead, Return of the Living Dead 2. Yeah, man. This is gonna be a Halloween party. What do you think about those movies, Rich and Famous? Like all those, with exception of Halloween Ends. But my coup de grace, the finale of the night, and I might have to do this when I come back this evening after doing the stuff that I was going to go do. But this was going to be the big one. This one's going to be the one I'm going to take a huge bong rip to. Well, who am I lying to? All of these I do that, but Trick or Treat. Oh, phenomenal film. You guys haven't seen that, which there's been a part 2 in talks for years. It's done by Shannon Doherty or Doherty, however you want to pronounce it. I'm not sure, but I think it's Doherty. And he was friends with Bryan Singer. He kind of wrote a lot of screenplays and stuff for some of the early Bryan Singer stuff, but branched out and started doing his own things. And he's actually, I think he directed one of the recent Kong movies. I think The King of the Monsters. I feel like he directed that one. Those aren't my favorite. Those are fun for what they are. But I mean, obviously, those are just popcorn monster movies. But I love Trick or Treat. Trick or Treat was an instant instant classic. As soon as I watched it, I was like, well, shit, I'm watching this every Halloween, no question. And it's just really smartly done. It's full usage of practical effects, no CG effects whatsoever. And it's just like there's this werewolf scene that still to this day, I love it. I just think it was so well shot and so well crafted and creatively done without using CG. You know, like obviously, you know, you can watch it over and over and over and over. You can kind of see the tricks being played some of the way, but upon first watching, I think it's great, especially if you know have had a couple smokes or a cocktail or two. Let's see. Yeah. Cool, man. Yeah, you say you're out on the Rob Zombie stuff, and hey, I get it. I understand why people don't like some of that stuff. Some of that stuff is just too shock rock filled. You know, some people it's just like all he's trying to do is shock you all the time, and some of it is. But there's something about I don't love all of his movies. I really don't. I think some of them. I think he's a hit or miss director, kind of like M. Night. When I love M. Night, I love him. But when I don't like him, I'm kind of like, I didn't like that movie. And that's how I feel about Rob Zombie. Like The Munsters, sheesh. Man, I really wanted that to be awesome. And I'm not going to sit here and say it's bad. And I can see what he was going for with it, but it just didn't work for me. It just didn't. I tried. I really tried. But like 31, to me, that one just doesn't work as either. It's really a shocker rocker, you know. However, the more I've watched Lords of Salem's, the more I like it. Lords of Salem, the more I like it more. But to me, his pinnacle films, no question, in my opinion, are House of Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, and the first Halloween that he did. I don't really care for the second one all the way through. I think the opening is good, but when he took all the creative liberties with Michael Myers, I feel the less you know about Michael Myers, the better. But anyways, so yeah, he's a hit or miss director. But look, these three, I do think these are all three good, even Three from Hell. But House of Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, I just can't help it. I love it. I love everything about it. I love the kind of hillbilly nature to it, all on top of just the 70s classic rock vibe. And but yeah, have you seen Trick or Treat? Are you a fan of that one? That one is badass to me. And if you guys haven't seen it, I highly recommend watching Trick or Treat. There's so much fun to be had with this movie, and it's just it's been called the quintessential Halloween film, and I kind of can see why. It's very spooky. The Halloween season of it's awesome. There's a lot of famous actors who have gone further in their careers now that are, you know, they were already starting to make it at the beginning of this movie, but people like Brian Cox, Anna Paquin, I mean, and that's just listing a few. There's a lot more. And it's just the way all these anthology stories are told in this movie. They're not just separate stories. They all take place on the same night in the same city, and they all overlap and coincide with each other at some point, somehow or another. And then on top of that, you got the spirit of Halloween here, Sam, who's a badass character. I mean, again, immediately became, and he just jumped into pop culture, the zeitgeist of Halloween. He just jumped into it, and people love him now. Like, you'll see pop culture stuff, memorabilia, dolls of him. And in fact, I've even got a picture. You see Sam right back there? Michael Myers is one of the Michael Myers is by the couch, and where Ash is sitting on the chair there. Little Sam, look at Sam right there. Hell yeah, Sam. So anyways, I love Trick or Treat. We got a comment here. Let me check this out. Yeah. Trick or Treat, dude. I said, yeah, dude. Like what we see. Oh, you said we like what we like. Yeah, that's for sure, man. We do like what we like. And I like that. I like people liking what they like for their reasons. And in fact, if I don't listen to other people's opinions on movies, I don't ever find out good stuff on new movies that I would have never approached, because I'm not always right. You know, there's so many, I say I'm not always right. Obviously I'm not always right. But I mean, like, even on the stuff that I feel that I believe in, a movie has been shown to me or explained to me in a different way sometimes. And I've been like, you know what? I didn't look at it that way. And I kind of appreciate where you're coming from that. And so there's been certain movies that have really opened my eyes up to, for example, like when I saw the Friday the 13th, 2009 remake, I have to say I was pretty disappointed with it, but it's because I went in with this dead set expectation of I'd just seen the Rob Zombie Halloween, which I liked what he did with that. I didn't necessarily care for the whole like origin story of his childhood, but I do like when he was remaking like the Laurie Strode story. I liked that. But I definitely, when I saw the Friday the 13th, 2009, I was thinking it needed to have that same intensity that the Rob Zombie Halloween had. And I was like, oh man, I need that intensity. And then when I saw the opening scene for the Friday the 13th, 2009, which I still claim to this day is one of the best horror movie opening scenes ever, if not the best. Just, I'm talking about just the way it's done. Take Jason out of it. You know, whether you like Jason Voorhees or not, I'm just talking about the way it could have been any killer in this situation. And it was just filmed and shot in this pace and manner that I just think is highly effective. And it was 28 minutes long. And after seeing that, I was so pumped up and so excited. And then the rest of the movie is very tame compared to that. Now, it's not a tame film. There's all kinds of kills and great kills in it. But when I walked out of the theater, I was kind of like, man, this is not what I was wanting. I wanted them to take a more serious route with the movie. But then as time passed, people started like telling me, no, you don't understand what they were doing. Like there's so much of the Friday the 13th franchise that exists that people love. There's so many people that got introduced to Friday the 13th, let's say on part 5, or so many people don't like part 1. They've only liked the movies with Jason, or there's so many people that got introduced to, believe it or not, they got introduced to it with Freddy versus Jason. You know what I'm saying? So depending on the generation when you were born, once I realized that what they were trying to do with the Friday the 13th, 2009 was really like take the best elements from part 1 through 4 storyline wise. And then the rest of the way through, they literally just made a huge like smorgasbord homage to the franchise. And you can see it. The more you watch it, you'll see Easter eggs in the background of like whistles hanging up and certain things. You'll see a wheelchair up on the sides, like an homage to the Kill in part 2. And there's just so many things. So now as time's passed, I've listened to other people telling me this is what they think of it. And it's changed my mind. So that long ass way of me just explaining all that Rich Famous is basically me saying that, yeah, we like what we like. But if I dog on people for liking what they like, then I never find out things about movies or open my mind and look at movie from a different lens and view it the way maybe it was intended to be viewed. Because if I'm just looking at it the way I want to look at it, you know, you get stuck in a hole, and then you don't really branch out and understand other people's view and what they were trying to say with this horror film. And at the end of the day, that's what filmmakers are doing. They're expressing themselves. And so anyways, I'm excited about my Halloween day. And if you guys hadn't seen Trick or Treat, I highly recommend this one to watch this Halloween. If you have seen it, rewatch it. But if not, you know, join me on one of these. Join me on Halloween. Join me on Halloween 2018. Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends, Return of the Living Dead, which is awesome, or Return of the Living Dead 2. But all I know is that my Halloween day is going to be sweet. And these guys over here, they're going to be staying up all the way through November. Hell yeah. Just watching horror movies. So be on the lookout for that, guys. And I got to be working on some other stuff today, so I might not be able to put on another video. I'll try. But I just wanted to do this one to say happy Halloween to everybody. And I appreciate you guys tuning in, or at least Rich Famous Style 69. Appreciate you tuning in, Braj, always. And I always appreciate your support, man. I know, you know, there's a lot of channels you could be watching and supporting. So the fact that you're always commenting and supporting ours, man, I really appreciate you. So happy Halloween to you, man. And happy Halloween to all of y'all. Remember, life gives you some lemons, make some hot, fresh popcorns. We're going to go out with this again.
This is Tony Stark. Dr. Jones here.